Yo, recording. So I'm making this video. There's this point that I haven't been able to put my finger on for a very long time, and it's a point of discomfort and unsettlement that has existed in me, like deep down into the fucking core depths of myself, like the pit of my stomach. And I've been really looking at this recently. Like I've been able to slow myself down enough to not get carried away in reaction to the point, but wanting to also understand the point more so, because what I noticed about myself is that I've had an acute sensitivity to this like unsettlement at the pit of my stomach, and it's been a point I've been like wrestling with, fighting in various ways, pretty much every way, throughout most of my life. And it's really like me going into a rush experience within myself, and there being this like uncomfortability, and so me then wanting to just like move to get rid of the uncomfortability, but never really looking at it or being like, well, why does it exist first? It kind of like, my default always is like, okay, react in some way, or like do something that distracts you, or just shifts your focus, whatever. I didn't realize how this point of like I got a bad feeling kind of thing, like that really being a way to better put it, almost like, oh, this bad feeling in the pit of my stomach, like, oh god, like what's my gut saying here? And I didn't really ever have very much clarity on it, other than it was just like this block, and that I have to push the block, that there's a block here, I have to push through this block. But I didn't realize also how accepting and allowing I've been of this block, like this point within me where it's like, oh, I got a bad feeling, or like, yeah, I got a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach, allowing that to be like a hindrance in moments, as points of compromise, where I'd have plans to do something, but then I would have that experience come up in my gut, and it would be so acute, like so fucking acute, that I would shift my thinking into that of the Justifier, where I could totally change my words. Change my words to accommodate coping with that discomfort in my gut, like that bad feeling. Not realizing and understanding how that shitty experience coming up within me, like that just sucks, has been like influencing and controlling my best development I mean, it's been a point of hindrance to an extent. A point of hindrance in that, I've been quite slack in many moments of my living. I've also been, rather fiercely competitive with myself, and that's where it's like this has been a point that I've been essentially kind of fighting most of my life. And I don't require to fight myself at all, like at all. This fighting myself really is kind of what the core of this point is it's like, it's sad to kill yourself. It's sad to fight yourself, And this fighting has only really evolved from me being insensitive to my very sensitivities, and to be vulnerable enough with myself, to be honest with myself, where that it's okay for me to have moments of discomfort, and that it having a fucking moment of discomfort doesn't have to hinder my follow through, whether I do something or not. This is this has been a real a point for me, because I've so much blocked my follow through. It's like in my golf swing, or for anybody who's a golfer, it'd be like taking your swing and just kind of thinking like you just hit the ball and that's it. I mean, you kind of do hit the ball, but it's like you let go, as you hit the ball. Like you come through the ball. When you hit a golf ball or hit something, like if you had a big a big axe. I mean, you're gonna hit the thing, but it's like you come through. You don't just like freeze up as you hit the thing, the tree, the trunk. It's like you allow your body to let go, like move through the point. And it's interesting I bring up the analogy point, just the example. I mean, golf has been a game I've played, hitting, but basically the not holding on for dear life as like this worry or concern. And I guess that's the deeper truth beneath this point of like discomfort in the pit of my stomach that would be like a point that I've allowed to plague me in different moments, or just completely suppress and just kind of like deny and cover up with distractions, like not being just totally honest about the fact like that. For instance, me even doing this video, this seems like a small point, but it's kind of significant for me, because I got this selfie stick that I'm using to do the recording, and I've had this selfie stick for about a year, maybe even a bit more than a year, and I've even carried it around with me as I traveled a few times, but there was this point of discomfort in me towards it because it was new and it was unknown, and I didn't understand right away how to like plug in the phone effectively, and so I was avoiding following through with doing these kind of live vlogs as I talk about my life, and just a point in it here sharing. But it was like I was coping. I was just fucking holding on to this discomfort that was creating a block in my follow through of participation, and I wasn't being honest about it, like at all. In fact, I would steer away from going deeper when I should go deeper, like drop anchor into a point here. It's like it's time to scuba dive. It's time to see what buried treasures we have here, instead of like, you know, not even anchoring myself and just fucking abandoning my own ship as like man overboard, time to bail and you know, seek refuge wherever the fuck I can hopefully be lucky enough to find it. And yeah, so I just wanted to really share that here, because things are only complicated when we have a complicated relationship with ourselves, and that's really just a matter of the communication we have with ourselves. How honest are we? How willing are we to go to the depths, you know, of our core, our core truths, is being honest about what's coming up. And yeah, fuck, it's I mean, there's a lot of shame in such recognition and realization, like a lot, because I've essentially been fighting myself in my living, and so everyone and everything else to a certain extent, because I've been holding on to this fight within myself, and I didn't even realize it. Fuck. So it's like, wow, that I could act so carelessly. You know, there's some shame there, and it's just, I just wanted to share that, really. Yeah, and you can expect more of this sharing from Mike, live updates, as yeah, I'm here to share. Word.